So here is one AI plugin that every musician needs to have in their studios. It's called Unison Bass Dragon, and would you believe me if I told you that it could play the bass for you in any genre that you choose? You probably should, because it can, and I'm gonna show you. Let's check it out. For me, there are days where creativity flows like water, and other days where the well is just completely dried up. Today I'm struggling with the dryness in particular, and just having one of those days where I don't feel anything. I'm not inspired to create. So I think tools like Bass Dragon can help people like me, where we may struggle with that creation from time to time. Now, Bass Dragon is a very unique AI plugin that can generate bass lines in 30 different music genres. We're talking about R&B, we're talking hip hop, country, house, dance, whatever genre you can think of, Bass Dragon probably has it. So I want you to take a look at what I did with Bass Dragon and how I made one song that was more of like a Drake type upbeat rap song. What is that one song? Kiki, do you love me? I'm going to take the MIDI and save it to my desktop, open up Bass Dragon, take this and drop it into there. It should be interesting. So just like Sound Doctor, you can click the Unison logo button in the middle to generate your different bass lines. I'm kind of scared. All right, we'll see if it hits. There's even a feature in this plugin where on the piano roll, you can choose to highlight certain sections of that bass line that was generated and choose to generate a new bass line just for that specific highlighted section. So you don't necessarily have to replace the entire thing if you don't want to. And I actually did an example of this myself, only I chose to put in the notes myself instead of have it generated for me. AKA, there's still a human element. All right, I do want to change this note. So the good thing is it has a piano roll where we can change things. But that was actually pretty fire. But there's also a few other places where you can click this button. On your bass sound itself, you can click it to generate a new type of bass sound with different effects applied. And this is basically similar to if you're scrolling through your DAW trying to find the perfect bass sound. So I'm curious how it's gonna sound. And the second place is going to be on the piano roll itself. Now, this is a very important location because this is what tells Bass Dragon what type of bass line, what chords it's gonna make a bass to. If I were to ask a bass player to come into my studio and play a bass line for me, he could do the same thing that Bass Dragon is doing. He could play, his bass, he could have his little pedals and generate different sounds that way. He could generate different progressions, whatever in the way that he's playing. But I'm obviously gonna have to pay him, right? But for the folks who don't have that kind of money, or for the folks who don't have friends that can play bass, you do now. What I do like about this plugin versus other generative plugins that tout doing the same thing is that Bass Dragon also generates random custom bass sounds for you. Just like any other tool in any other music production setup, this allows for great customization, which is another thing I love about using this plugin. One thing that I find that a lot of people tend to complain about when it comes to AI plugins is they all think it's going to replace the creative aspect of being a musician. And this is why I always say, if you're one of those people, you should not be a musician to begin with. And this is why I find it so frustrating when people talk down tools like AI or anything that helps us. Next one. Switch the key up. As someone who got his production journey started using only samples, and now I can play everything, right? That was my foundation. For you, if you're watching this and you're like, that's just another, then don't use it. It's not for you. Yeah. But for the other people out there who need a stepping stone when the inspiration is not there, as you saw in this video. So for those of you who want to give Bass Dragon a try, there's going to be a link down in the description for you to go ahead and do that. Full disclosure, it is an affiliate link, so I will get a kickback when you make a purchase on there. Also, this video is sponsored by Unison, if that already was not obvious, especially by the intro where I literally say as much, but you know, some people be acting stupid on here. Let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comment section below. Even if you have some hate, let me know that you hate it, because I love responding to you and get my engagement up. All right, stay legendary.